He's more than just a footballer. He's a global phenomenon, really an empire built on this relentless ambition. But how did a kid from a small island become one of the greatest athletes in history? Well, we're about to break down the anatomy of a legend, Cristiano Ronaldo. So let's just start with a number that almost defies belief. Over 960 official senior career goals for club and country. That's not just a record, folks. That makes him the most prolific goal scorer the sport has ever seen. I mean, just to put that in perspective, very, very few players ever even reach 500. And then you've got the ultimate individual prize in football, the Ballon d'Or. It's the award for the single best player on the entire planet each year. Ronaldo has won it 5 times. In the whole history of the game, only one player has won more. But his impact, it just goes so far beyond trophies. He's one of the most famous and marketable athletes the world has ever seen. For millions of fans, he's not just another player. He is the team. He embodies the spirit and the strength of his entire nation. This is the real story here, a journey that, when you look at it, seems almost impossible. It's a tale of overcoming some incredible odds through just sheer force of will. And it starts long, long before the fame and all the trophies. All right, so our story begins not in some grand stadium, but on the small Portuguese island of Madeira. This is where the foundation was laid, and it's where he conquered the first major obstacles on his path to greatness. His beginnings were incredibly humble. But, poverty wasn't his only obstacle. At just 15 years old, his dream almost ended before it even truly began. He was diagnosed with tachycardia, a racing heart, a condition that actually required laser surgery. But in a sign of the determination to come, he was discharged just hours after the procedure and was back in training a few days later. Incredible. From that point on, his climb was just meteoric. He went from a small local club, where his dad was the kit man, to being scouted by the Portuguese giants Sporting CP at age 12. And then just 6 years later, he made the leap to the biggest league in the world, signed by Manchester United for a record-breaking fee for a teenager. The world was about to find out who he was. Now, this was a pivotal moment. At Manchester United, under the legendary manager Sir Alex Ferguson, Ronaldo went through a complete transformation. He showed up as this flashy, kind of inconsistent winger who was obsessed with tricks, and he left as a ruthlessly efficient, world-class goalscorer. And Ronaldo himself gives so much credit to Ferguson, even calling him a father figure. He said he was one of the most important and influential people in his career. That mentorship wasn't just guidance, it was really the foundation for everything that came next. So after conquering England, Ronaldo made a world record transfer to the Spanish giants Real Madrid. And it was here, during these Real Madrid years, that he elevated himself from just a superstar into an all-time legend. You can pretty much sum up his time in Madrid with one incredible statistic. In the league, he scored more goals than he played games. And this is the image that defined an era. Ronaldo in that famous white kit, a relentless, athletic goal machine. He totally evolved his game, focusing on explosive movement and clinical finishing, and he led the club to some incredible success. Now, the ultimate prize in European club football is the Champions League. Well, between 2014 and 2018, Ronaldo led Real Madrid to an astonishing 4 titles in 5 years. I mean, that was a period of absolute unprecedented dominance. Of course, you absolutely cannot talk about Cristiano Ronaldo's career without talking about the other titan of his generation. His rivalry with Lionel Messi wasn't just a competition, it was the defining narrative of modern football. They were perfect foils for each other. You had Ronaldo, the powerful, explosive athlete, versus Messi, the weaving, creative genius. And they were playing for the 2 biggest rivals in world football, Real Madrid and Barcelona. They created a rivalry that pushed them both to heights we may never see again. And as Ronaldo himself admitted, it wasn't some bitter feud. It was a competitive fire that just pushed them both. Each player's success became the new benchmark for the other to surpass. And honestly, it made the sport better for all of us watching. But his story isn't just confined to the pitch. Ronaldo transcended the sport to become a true global icon, a brand recognized in pretty much every corner of the world. I mean, his influence extends so far beyond the stadium. Back in 2021, he became the first person on Earth to pass 500 million followers across social media. Today, that number has swelled to over 1 billion, making him, by a huge margin, the most popular athlete on the planet. A perfect example of his cultural impact? You already know it, the Sioux celebration. That iconic leap and turn has become a global phenomenon. It's imitated by fans and even professional athletes in completely different sports all over the world. So where does that sound even come from? Well, it's from the Portuguese word sim, which means yes. But as Ronaldo explained it, it's not just a simple yes, it's an emphatic, powerful affirmation, which is a pretty perfect reflection of his on-field persona, don't you think? This brings us to his unending legacy, because even now, in the later stages of his career, his pursuit of greatness hasn't stopped. In fact, his longevity is almost as impressive as all the records he set at his peak. Just consider the sheer breadth of his achievements for a second. He's not a one-league wonder. He's the only player to win league titles in England, Spain, and Italy, and the only one to be top scorer in 4 different top-flight leagues. It's just proof of his incredible ability to adapt and dominate wherever he goes. And none of this happened by accident. It's all fueled by this legendary, almost obsessive work ethic. That dedication is why, even as he's approaching his 40s, he's still performing at an elite level and chasing that next huge milestone, the almost mythical 1,000 goal mark. Which leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Was his greatness born from raw talent, or was it forged through this unparalleled drive to win? You know, his legacy will be debated for decades to come. But one thing is absolutely certain. There will never be another Cristiano Ronaldo.